Hi, my name's Isabel, and today we're going to talk about deviance and delinquency and the theories and the justice system applications over the past 50 years. On this slide, it's going to be the introduction and purpose. We talk about what deviance is. That's going to be behavior that goes against social norms or expectations. And we also talk about what delinquency is, which is going to be criminal or antisocial behavior by minors. This presentation traces the evolution of key criminological theories from the 1970s to today. And the purpose is to examine how each decade's dominant theories has shaped justice systems, policies, and practices. On this slide, it just shows a timeline of major theories from the 1970s to the 2020s. I'm not going to go too in depth on this slide into it just because we do go over each main theory and the focuses as well. But like I just said, it is going to be the theories from 1970 to the 2020s. We start off with the 1970s. That's going to be the social control theory. This is by Travis Hirschi. Sorry if I mispronounced that. The key theory is social control theory. Like I said, the theorist is Travis Hirschi, and they wrote The Cause of Delinquency in 1969. His belief was strong social bonds prevent deviant behavior. He focused on attachment, commitment, and involvement and belief, and his influence supported early youth intervention and community-based programs. In the 1980s, we get introduced to the strain and labeling theories. This was Robert Merton and Howard Becker. The strain theory by Merton, he stated that crime results when people can't achieve goals through legal means. And then the labeling theory, which was Becker, stated people become deviant when labeled as such by society. The impact shifted focuses from individuals to societal causes of deviance, and the justice response moved toward diversion programs to reduce harmful labeling. In 1990s, we talk about life course criminology. This was Sampson and Lobb. The key theory is the life course theory of crime. The theorist, like I said, is Sampson and Lobb. They focused on crime is not fixed. People change over time. The key idea, life events like marriage or a job can lead to de-instance. And the application encouraged rehabilitation and second chance program. In the 2000s, we get introduced to the biosocial criminology. This was Adrian Raine. The theory is the biosocial criminology. Contributor is Adrian Raine. They wrote The Anatomy of Violence. The idea was genetic, neurological, and environmental factors interact to influence crime. And they also introduced neuroscience into criminology. And then there was some ethical concerns that behavior biologically was predetermined. In 2010, we get trauma-informed approach. This was Dr. Bessel van der Kolk. The theory was trauma-informed care in criminal justice. Like I said, the expert was Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, and they wrote The Body Keeps the Score. Their belief was past trauma, especially childhood trauma, influences later behavior. They led to trauma-aware rehabilitation programs and focused on healing, not just punishment. In the 2020s, we talk about restorative justice and intersectionality. This was Kimberly Crenshaw. The restorative justice prioritizes repairing harm through accountability and dialogue. Intersectionality, Crenshaw's view, recognizes how overlapping identities affect justice experiences. And the focus is social equality, identity, and inclusion. A real-world application would be school discipline reforms or community justice circles. And then we compare the decades, the patterns in progress. In the 1970s to the 1980s, what changed was bonds to structural causes. And then what stayed the same was focused on prevention. In 1980s and 1990s, what changed was social labels to long-term development, and what stayed the same was youth justice reforms. In the 1990s to 2000s, what changed was development to biology, and what stayed the same was interest in the root causes. In the 2000 to 2010 age, what changed was biology to trauma, and what stayed the same was personal history matters. And lastly, in 2010 from 2020s, what changed, trauma to school justice, and what stayed the same, emphasis on healing. In summary, each decade added a deeper understanding of human behavior. The justice system has moved from punishment to prevention and restoration. Current systems bend past theories from more humane and effective justice. And understanding these theories helps build smarter, fairer policies today. And then lastly, we just have 3 references or resources. Thank you so much.